Alrighty, it is 2:24 in the morning, and Harry just collapsed on his way out of the Prince, because Eleanor just broke up with Louis, and there's... Yeah. We're now lions and tigers, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh, there's only 6 more chapters left. Hospitals. Hospitals were places of... Oh, damn it. Okay. People rushed here and there in the hospital. I'm still cold. There in the hospital, Danielle and Megan leaned against each other, sitting on a couch in one of many waiting rooms of the hospitals. Nearly 5 a.m. They'd been sitting there since 2. Both girls looked like they were about to pass out any second. Danielle had been fussing over her hair to keep her busy for the past hour. Megan just stared blankly at the wall in front of them. They didn't have any word on hearing. They didn't know if he was going to be okay. He's not going to be okay! He's not going to be okay. Max! Fine, don't come over here, cat. The cats aren't even coming over here to comfort me. Like, come on. Bug. Nerp. The rest of the boys were taking some time in some room elsewhere trying to cope together. Megan couldn't shake the look on all the boys' faces. They all looked the same, so lost about their friends, so confused. They're calling Harry's family as well as their manager. Phones were ringing relentlessly. Everything for the moment was quiet. They were both lost in their own faults. A massive headache. You have Motrin or something, Megan spoke softly. Megan was in hysterics. Daniel took her as she cried, and the nurse just took pity on her and brought her a blanket, some water, and tea. Still, with everything, she felt cold, because she doesn't have Niall! And thirsty. Yeah, I think so. You're getting sick, love. You know, sifting through her bag. No hangover, I suppose. What? If you're pregnant, you shouldn't be drinking. Megan, Danielle exclaimed. Megan almost fell out of her seat. You're not supposed to drink. You're pregnant, for Christ's sakes. How could you be so stupid? Okay, I guess, like, I don't understand how that could slip your mind, but I guess it really could if you're just, like, sitting there, like, staring at Harry Styles. You did not just kill your baby, okay? Like, honestly, you weren't that, like, drunk. So, like, I'm assuming you weren't drinking, like, hardcore vodka. So, yeah, you did not just kill your child. You will be fine. I'll take you to a doctor tomorrow, but people in the Middle Ages drink and eat everything when they are pregnant. You'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And my cat's getting on a suitcase. She was trying to convince herself. Megan. She guided her friend back to the couch where Megan slumped back and buried her hands, all the weight of the world collapsing around her. Danielle, I'm going to be an awful mother. I know absolutely nothing about being a mother. I don't even know how to change a diaper, to feed... Well, I would say you can, like, read books and take classes, but if she's in college and she's working, I mean... Yeah, there's a first time for everything. Danielle's such a fantastic friend in this fanfiction. Like, can she be my friend, please? Oh yeah, that's right. Danielle's, like, in real life, she's like 25, 26. I totally forgot about that. He sat in silence again. But now that just seemed impossible. She was only one person. She couldn't carry the weight of the world. Yes, Please tell Niall. Tell him how much of a fuck-up Will is. Danny, you know I can't do that. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it anyway! And why not? Last time I thought this was a free country, you can do whatever you want. Because this baby, it's not, he's going to retire anyway. It's not going to ruin his career. She knew none of them bought it. Because you don't even buy it yourself. Because they don't know about Will. You know, it's complete and utter bullshit and you know it. You tell her, Danielle. You keep telling me that, but you don't believe it yourself. Why are you doing this? You're only hurting yourself and you're tearing Niall down piece by piece. Can't you see that? Because he's with Blair the bitch. You think I don't know that? She exclaimed, her voice rising with each word. You don't think I know what I'm doing to him? Don't try to tell me what he's feeling. I know. I know you know. I know you wanna. Get to go now. Get to go now. I don't wanna stop. Let your hair dry, baby. Okay. I don't have a choice. He'll get over me. He'll get over this. He's not gonna get over you. He won't be fine till he has you. Stop throwing yourself a fucking pity party. You're not the victim. Thank you, Danielle. You do have a choice. You have all the choices in the world. You just want to choose the one that hurts the most people. Oh, yeah. I am a victim. No, you're not. Well, I mean, you're a victim of Will. So, yeah, I guess you are a victim. She screamed back adamantly, her eyes burrowing into Danielle's. She thought maybe if she just looked hard enough, Danielle would understand. I'm doing this for Niall. What would I do otherwise? He would leave me. He would reject me, or he would take me back and stop touring for me. I can't do that to him. I just can't. Danielle paused for a moment, just thinking. She was still furious, evident in the way she stared strongly at Megan with such disdain Megan couldn't comprehend it. Don't lie to me so blatantly. You think I'm an idiot? She chuckled, running a hand through her wild hair to calm her adrenaline. I know you don't want to tell him because you're scared to hear his answer. You're scared he'll walk away. Danielle broke for a moment. Megan saw compassion in her eyes. I know you, and that's okay. It's okay to be scared. Taking the coward's way out isn't okay. Can't keep hurting him to spare yourself. Shut up, shut up, shut up, Megan screamed, covering her ears and clamping her eyes shut, trying desperately and in complete futility to block out the truth. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. You just can't stand there. This isn't hurting me too. Megan, I'm not on anyone's side. I love you like my own sister. I'm just trying to make you seriously. He did tell Niall he wouldn't have to give up his dream of being a singer. He's already accomplished that. Besides, he's had a new dream for a long time. What's that? You've always been his new dream. Oh! Killing me. Megan's eyes softened, but no words escaped her mouth. Just like that, the two of them were no longer fighting, but supporting each other. Even if you asked him to give up everything for him, he would, and it wouldn't matter because you're his world now. Danielle looked at her best friend gently, looking for signs of a fight, but there didn't seem to be any. Come here. She pat the empty space on the couch next to her, motioning for Megan to join her. Megan closed her eyes for a short while, just thinking of everything that Danielle could tell about her. She wondered if Liam knew, too, how much of a coward she really was. Then she let her feet carry her, and she took a seat next to Danielle. Danielle pulled her arm around Megan's waist and rubbed her shoulder in soothing motions. When I first met Niall, he was a silly little kid with blonde hair and big animated blue eyes. He was a little ball of energy. I swear he could strike up a conversation with the door if you let him. A year later, he was that same boy who loved women and drinking. Of course, his bandmates, I could tell. I think Liam could tell that the family got into him a bit. He loved to party. He loved to drink. He loved to buy things. At the time, all the other boys were dating girls. Here he had Caroline, we had Eleanor, and Zane was still dating Rebecca. He was lonely, and to compensate, he filled himself with other things like party, drinking, and girls. Then he met you. I remember he became the little boy again who was happy all the time and didn't need to drink to be happy or have fun, and boy was he happy. The first time you two Skyped, Liam complained for days about how much Niall talked about you. He'd go on and on about how beautiful. How your smile made him smile. How you made him feel better even after a shit day. You remember, Zane wasn't too keen on you. I think it was just because he had just gotten his heart broken and he didn't want the same for Niall. Zane kept saying, how could he be so stupid, giving his heart to someone he barely knows? But we knew, we all did, that you were the only one to make him really feel complete. Damn it, Will! Megan smiled. Look, Niall loves you still, even after all this shit. He does, I know it. I know you're scared, but please just consider telling Niall. Please promise me. I'm sorry for you. But this was the real world, and Megan had to fight it out her own. The doctors want to speak to us. Come on. You guys go. Come on, Liam. Danielle nodded and pulled Megan up with her. She linked arms with her friend, and together 3 of them walked toward the rest of their family. They had been offering Megan support from the beginning. For the first time since then, she promised herself she would start taking it. Next chapter, please. Clarity. Oh, that's so kind. She tried to get a chapter out for everyone on her birthday. Clarity. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more chapters left. Okay. Liam, Danielle, and Megan filed one by one into one of the many small rooms in the hospital. The room smelled of baby wipes and alcohol that made Megan scrunch her nose and discuss St. Louis now. Already were there with an older man in a white overcoat, presumably a doctor. He smiled warmly as they entered the room. It's 2:36, just to let you know. He gave them a chance to get settled. They were all quiet. Sight, really, none of them had slept in over 24 hours and were all hungover. Even Zane, who always looked so resentful, had raggedy hair, and his swollen eyes gave away the fact that he had been crying. Fucking Will's in the corner! No one likes you, Will! Like, I really don't. Looked clean and fresh cut, like he just gotten out of the shower. Good for you, Will! Hello, everyone. The doctor spoke softly, looking from one person to the next. Before he began, I just want you all to know that I and everyone else here at the hospital have been doing everything and anything we can to keep Harry healthy. We have been? Megan leaned against the wall on one side of her and looked arms with Danielle on the other side. It comforted her to have Danielle by her side, letting her strength. Across from her, Niall caught her eye. The moment they made eye contact, they exchanged silent nods of comfort, and Niall gave his attention to the doctor. She couldn't help but wonder what he was thinking, but he was closer like a book. She wondered if he was nervous, scared of what the doctor had to tell them. She was. For an extensive sentence, we've diagnosed Harry with Marfan syndrome. This is, I don't know if that's something real. I'm just assuming that it's something like fake that they make up. It's a disorder of the connective tissue that holds all the body parts together. It's a genetic disorder, so when his family gets here, we'll track the family tree for its possible roots. It is a life-threatening disorder. Fuck. Yeah? It's life-threatening. Megan shut her eyes tightly for a moment and heard Liam inhale sharply. Losing a girlfriend and a best friend within hours couldn't be good for him. No, it's not good for Louis. Zane had his arm around Louis in an attempt to comfort him. So what happened tonight, and what does this mean for Harry? Liam asked quietly, leaning back in his seat. It was the question they all had on their tip of their tongue. They were all just too afraid to ask. Tonight, Harry suffered from rupture. In other words, the Marfan is affecting his heart. He's lucky he got here when he did a minute later, and he wouldn't have made it. With that, Louis' silent sobs became audible. His face was still very deep in to his hands, but his whole body was shaking with each sob. It was heartbreaking seeing like that. He looked like a little child trying to escape his nightmare by covering his eyes. Unfortunately for Louis and the rest of them, this wasn't a nightmare. This was real life, and there was nothing they could do to escape this. So Harry's surgery was successful, and we're monitoring him closely. He'll most likely be up in a couple of hours, but he'll need to stay in the hospital for a while just so we can make sure nothing serious happens as a result of this. Look, there is hope for Harry, but I don't know how much hope. If he does survive this, his life will be shorter than the average male. He could still have a healthy life. We just have to see what happens. You should also know that Harry has known about his condition for some time and has been going to get treatment almost weekly from various hospitals. I want to see him right now. Louis finally spoke, cutting the doctor off. His words came out as choked sobs. He stood up and walked toward the door. Take me to see Harry right now, he yelled, balling his fist at his sides and walking dangerously close to the doctor. Louis fisted the front of the doctor's chest. Why can't you save him? He yelled angrily. Louis usually wasn't very menacing. Gotta scroll up, hold on. His big, animated smile and silly attitude, but right now his eyes were set dead on the doctor, and there was no reasonable bone in his body. His nostrils flared and his biceps tensed. He was in an aggressive position, but he looked so meek. Zane crept slowly toward Louis to try to get him off the poor doctor. Louis, come on, it isn't his fault. He can't do anything. Zane muttered. No, Louis yelled, pushing Zane off of him. No, he repeated, looking back at the doctor. Why can't you save him? Why can't you help him? You can't let him die. I'm sorry, the doctor stuttered wearily. Take me to him. Please take me to him. I need to see him, he repeated, his cries louder with each word. This isn't fair. Bring me to him. I can't lose my best friend. You make him... Make him better, damn it. Make him better, he repeated over and over to the paralyzed doctor. He shriveled up, collapsing inward on himself at the knees of the doctor. Please tell me this is a nightmare. Please tell me this is a nightmare, he repeated over and over again. The room was silent except for Louis' shrieks and pleads, with each sob making clamped her eyes tighter and tighter together. Liam being that daddy directioner he is. Liam was the first to crouch down next to Louis and try to reason with him. Louis clung desperately to Liam's arm and cried into his shoulder, still shaking dangerously. Liam was trying his best to be strong, but the troubled look on his face said it all. He was just as mad and confused and frustrated as the rest of them. Why is this happening? Louis managed in between sobs. I don't know, Lou. I don't know, Liam sighed. Alright, everyone out. Take Lou to her private room. Need to speak with the doctor, and then I'll talk to you boys out. No, Will! You don't get to do that, Will! Like, fuck you, Will! Like, I just can't stand you, Will! Like, why do you get to talk to the doctor alone? Like, I feel like Louis definitely has a lot more say with Harry than you do, Will! They left the room. The only sound to be heard was Louis' sobs as he clung to Liam's arm. They made their way back to the small room. Penny, I'm gonna pet you. Don't scratch me this time. Harry was sick. Harry was possibly dying. Harry might not live. She thought back to the first time she had met Harry. hate this. Everything's going to be okay, Niall? No, everything is not going to be okay, Niall! Don't stare at me, cats. Okay, so like Niall and Megan are like sharing like this moment on the couch. And he just goes, "This isn't going to be easy, but I promise we're all going to get through this together." But all Megan could concentrate on was Niall's hands wrapped around hers. "Okay, okay," she responded softly, her voice barely a whisper. It was all she could manage without her voice wavering. "No, you do deserve him, but Will fucked everything up for you." "I love you now. I need to tell you something." She swallowed hard. Just then the door opened with, "Oh!" She was gonna tell him! She was gonna tell him! And then Will had to come open the door, and no one likes you, Will! No one likes you! Like, not even your mom likes you, Will! Will stormed in, and his eyes went immediately to Niall and Megan. "Niall!" he yelled. "Get out right now. Everyone out. I need to talk to you all. Out now," he yelled, showing more emotion than Megan had ever seen him show. His eyes bugged out, and he looked like an angry bull ready to charge straight at them. She didn't understand why he was so angry. By the looks of Niall's face, he didn't either. It's because he's a fucking cunt, that's why. He makes me mad. Niall pulled back slightly, and Megan realized how close she had been sitting to Niall. He gave her hand one last squeeze of strength and smiled crookedly at her before he left to join Will in the hall. Slowly, the rest of the boys, like slow little boys who had just gotten in trouble, assembled and walked out of the room, their heads to the floor. She had almost told Niall everything. Oh, fucking Will ruined it. She was so close to revealing everything she worked so hard to conceal. She didn't know what she was doing anymore. She didn't know what was right and what was wrong. She was confused and hurting and scared. She needed two things, sleep and a shower, and then maybe her head would be cleared. Will. It's a bit of a transition chapter. We're all having a good week. We're on Loss and Love. We have 4 more chapters. Oh, there's a bug on the screen. Bug. Just as fast as the door closed open once again, and a stout, sturdy-looking nurse walked into the room. She had a small smile on her face. Oh, this is called Loss of Love, I think, this chapter. Loss and Love. She ran to Megan up her grandmother with her gray-white hair pulled back into a long braid. Wrinkles were scattered over her fragile skin, but her energy made her look youthful. "Is Megan here?" she spoke softly, looking from Danielle to Megan. "I'm Megan," Megan replied. "Yes, Mr. Harry Styles is up and asking for you." "This way." So why would Harry ask for her? Why not one of the boys? She wasn't ready to face Harry. She wasn't strong enough. She was afraid. Kind of in need of, like, a drink, a beverage right now. Regardless, she followed the nurse. Harry wasn't supposed to wake up, but he's a fighter. He said if I didn't bring you, he would get up and find you himself, and I don't put that past Harry. Well, no, he asked for his bandmates first. Oh, they asked if his family was here yet, and then he asked for you, unless there's another Megan. It's so adorable. You two make such a lovely couple, but we're not together. No, I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I'm old and love to meddle. He is indeed a fine young man. And if you don't make a move, he's going to be taken soon enough. No, he's gonna, yeah, you know who's gonna take him? Death's gonna take him! That's who! No, it's really not like that. Nurse's name is Linda. He looked beautiful, of course. Oh, flash of pain. Oh. She wanted to yell and scream and cry. She was so angry that he was being taken away from all of her. Why didn't you tell us? What? Why didn't you tell us you were sick and dying? She was shaking. Why didn't you listen? I didn't want you to worry. You didn't want us to worry? You didn't think it would be a good idea to tell your best friends that you're dying? She was enraged. Enraged that he was being taken. I'm not dying. You say that you're not dying, Harry, but you are. You die. Ah! You're hooked up to 3 machines. They want you to treat me any differently. She can't lose you. She already lost now because of fucking Will. He no longer felt pain, only joy. You're cold. Look, I know you're angry and confused, but I'll tell you everything you want to know. Everything. How long have you known? Maybe 3 or 4 months. It was just before we started touring when I was diagnosed. At that point, I knew it could be life-threatening, but we didn't know how bad it was. Was that where you were every night? Megan asked. Yes, I knew I couldn't keep it up forever. The boys were suspicious, but I just couldn't bring myself to tell anybody, because if I told one of the boys, I'd finally have to admit to myself that it was real. Harry! 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 He let out a sigh that he seemed to be holding in the whole time. Yes, at first I was mad, so angry. I didn't understand why this was happening to me. I thought I had so much more to do. So many meals to eat, still so many more laughs to have, so many more songs to sing. Then I realized I have everything I could have ever wanted. Absolutely everything. I realized I was the luckiest man in the world, and if I had a chance to do everything over again, I wouldn't do anything differently. But you still didn't tell anyone. This may be the hardest thing I've ever done. You're doing the same thing well. Don't know what you're talking about. Did Liam or Danielle tell you? Neither. They didn't have to. I know you too well to know that you could have never have cheated on that. Says baby. Yes. What if he doesn't want a baby? He will, because it's your baby, and even though it doesn't seem like it right now, he loves you, and anything you want, he'll want. He loves you, Meg. He looks at you like you make the earth spin, for goodness sakes. Be brave. I know you can be. Just 10 seconds of bravery, and you'll have the whole world. He didn't respond. Finally, the two of them were at peace. Fuck the feels. Should end all these charades. Can't leave us yet. You don't have everything. Don't have love. You never found love, so you can't leave us. So you have to get better. But I have. 3 years ago, a 16-year-old girl from California walked into the room wearing a shirt 3 sizes too big for her. I had practically no breasts at that moment. I fell in love with a flat-chested girl. I never got my heart back. Harry, that's not funny. And I did too have boobs. They were just small. He cried out, clutching the spot where Megan had nudged him. His nose crunched in pain, and he curled in. His face experienced his leggings. Megan panicked. She had actually heard him. For a moment she forgot he was just out of surgery. For a moment they were back in London, simply playing around, not in the hospital. She shot up the bed and looked around the room for someone or something to cause. Oh God, oh God, oh God, I killed you or I hurt you, or oh God. She realized he wasn't shaking from pain, he was shaking from laughter. Harry Styles, you little. You're so gullible. Don't know why, but I love all you idiots. Harry. What am I clicking on? Power and control. Okay, I gotta like move this. Okay, I'm unplugging this. I gotta put my legs out. Oh. Power and control. Excuse me. 3 months later, as life was growing ever so rapidly inside of Megan, it was dying out of Harry. But a month after Harry left the hospital for the first time, he had another heart attack. And I'm like, ow! Never thought it hurt so bad. Getting over you. And you're giving me a okay, I'm done. That was inappropriate. I'm sorry, Harry. This time the doctor said it was only a matter of time. You see, the thing about doctors was they prolonged hope for as long as possible, so to hear there was nothing else they could do was absolutely crushing. The doctor said Harry wouldn't last the week. When Harry was fine the next week, they said a month. When he was still happy as ever in a month, they said another 2 months tops. He was fine, he was happy, still smiling, but they could all see the light inside of him was inevitably going out. Each day he looked thinner, weaker, smaller, and they knew one day soon maybe he would be gone. The boys, Harry's family, and Megan had practically taken over the whole floor of the hospital. Lucky for them, being One Direction, they could still pull a couple of strings, and they converted a couple of the hospital rooms into bedrooms. Fortunately for Megan, it was August and a new semester of school had just started, so she had to travel from the hospital to her apartment each day. I would have just taken the semester off, to be honest. I mean, you're going to have the baby soon, and Harry, just take the semester off. What will happen in those 3 months? It was like everyone had held their breaths, just waiting for something to happen, a miracle to come. What's the name of this chapter? Power and Control. But preparing for the worst. They had their hope. Harry seemed to have the same bright smile. Greeted them all with the same energy. He still joked as if nothing was wrong. Maggie noticed the little things that rattled her. Eating less, looking thinner, sleeping more. Even though none of them wanted to admit it, Harry leaving the Earth was being seen more and more like a reality than a nightmare. Danielle and Liam had originally moved up their wedding so that Harry could be a part of it, but when it became apparent that Harry could no longer walk or stand much, they postponed the wedding indefinitely. Thank gosh. Eleanor finally came back to Louis. They were all glad too. They knew if Louis lost both Harry... They knew that if Louis lost both Harry and Louis... If Louis lost both Harry and Eleanor, that he would go insane for sure. So it was all about her. Danielle and Liam were taking Megan to an ultrasound. Oh. She was 8 months pregnant, as evident from the huge bump in her stomach. She had resorted to wearing only sweats, yoga pants, baggy t-shirts, and sweatshirts. Often she wore a backpack on her back whenever she went to balance the weight of the baby. When she wasn't up to talking to Harry, she was up with odd cravings or from the baby kicking. Needless to say, she got weird glances on the street. She was young to be a mother and very aware of it. It seemed that everyone else was aware of it as well. She got strangers giving her speculative, even judgmental looks on the street, or even people looking at her left hand in search of a wedding ring. She held her head high in those situations, kept walking. Okay, they're in the office. Hey, the nurse is a ginger. Woo! Okay. Megan froze because she knew at this point there was no going back. In the heartbeat of the child growing inside of her, make her recognize once for all that there was a living. She would have heard the heartbeat already, because you go to ultrasounds at 6 months. Oh well. Follow me, please. Alright, the doctor will be right in. You alright, babe? You look a bit pale. Liam eyed Megan cautiously. He stationed himself in the chair in the corner of the room. He looked a bit pale himself. He was just nervous. Liam, you just shouldn't be there. And with my sister, she was fully clothed. Not to worry, Danielle smiled at her fiancé, even laughing at how uncomfortable it was. Yeah, right. Liam nodded quickly and flashed a rather awkward smile. Then looked down at his phone, which he proceeded to drop and then accidentally kick all the way across the room. Liam, you're just being... Liam, just go sit in the waiting room. Liam, just... Yeah. Liam, Danielle laughed along with Megan. Breathe. Christ's sake, you're scaring me. I'm sorry, I'm just nervous. I don't know why, I just get really bloody nervous, Liam repeatedly put the palm of his hands on his thighs and seemed to be concentrating really hard on the tiles of the floor. Liam, don't worry, that's my job, Megan assured him. I just think of Liam when he's just getting a proper job, you dicks. Yeah, look at you, you're as pale as a ghost. You're worried. True that. We'll stop. It's going to be fine. The doctor's going to come in, take that machine, and get a good look at the baby. We're going to see if it's going to be, if it has a willy or not, and then we'll be done. Blah, blah, blah. It's so funny. 3 knocks on the door. Megan. 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 Hello, Megan. I see you again. How are you? A bit nervous. These are my friends Danielle and Liam. It's going to be simple and quick, and we'll have a soft game in no time. Alright. Where shall we start? Oh, then shall we start? Megan nodded, and the doctor proceeded. I'm going to lift your shirt a bit. This might be a bit cold of the hair gel thing on Megan's stomach. Sure enough, it was ice cold, and Megan fought the urge against the urge to squirm. The doctor then flipped a couple of switches and then pressed the mechanical thing to Megan's stomach. The doctor focused in on the image on the screen, meanwhile twisting the mechanism in her hand. Danielle could see the fear in Megan's eyes. Ah, there it is. Megan wasn't listening to the doctor. She was listening to the sound of her baby's heartbeat. It was unexpectedly so strong, so alive. What, is she upset that it's a boy? She suddenly became extremely aware. She was crying. It's a boy? I'm not upset. Just happy, so happy. Okay. Oh, she has a baby boy. James, for Niall Huffington, and for his godfather. At that, Danielle and Liam ripped their eyes off the screen onto Megan. Wait, what did you just say? That is, if you'll be the godparents, of course. They both shouted and joy and hugged each other. Yay! We're going to be godparents. I always wanted to... We're going to be godparents. I've always wanted to be a godparent. It's just so random. Like, when I grow up, I want to be... I just imagine, like, little Liam as, like, a little baby just being like, when I grow up, I want to be a godparent. Oh, boy. Okay. And with commotion from then on. They couldn't stop hugging and kissing Megan. Doctor kept telling Megan things about the delivery day. What she should do in the upcoming months. Megan wasn't listening. Good job, Mom. 8 months ago, she wanted nothing more than to get rid of this baby. She wished some days that the baby would just disappear. Now she wished for nothing than to have this child with her. She constantly was trying to control every single bit of her life, but now this is something she would never mess with. This was something she now created again. The only thing she would change about any of this would have Niall by her side through this whole process. That would make the whole thing perfect. Right. For the last 2 chapters, there will be a